Hey y'all, I'm Wilson. Welcome to my little shop here. And we are working on a vanity today. This is video number 2. I just came off the arm saw over there. We cut all our pieces for our face frame. And now we are coming over here getting ready to get them drilled and put them together. Now y'all know I've got a poor man's shop, so I've got a poor man's setup here. I've got those are my side stiles. And I'm set up to dado. I do a dado on my side stiles, and I do that before I put them together. Now I went ahead and laid these out. That way I wouldn't take too much time up on the video with that. But then I found out, while I was laying these out, I found out I made a mistake on my drawing. Which, we're only human, sometimes that happens. What happened was, on my bottom drawer, when I laid it out for 9 3/4. It should have been 8 3/4. I wrote the wrong measurement down, and it's not really a big deal. I can work with it, except that the drawer fronts and doors were ordered, and I've already got those. But they're slab fronts, so I can cut them down. My drawer box still fits. I just had to finagle that rail up 1/8, and I'll have to adjust with that. But everything still fits. Everything's going to work. I caught it in time. But that happens sometimes when you're getting busy, you're rushing, you're trying to work. Sometimes you'll get mistakes going. But anyway, let's get started on this. I am just rambling on, so I'm going to set y'all up here on my little custom stand, and I'm fixing to dado these ends. Now I got my dado set up. You'll notice I got this board here, just sitting right there. This is a cheaper saw. And this is the insert that comes with it. You see how thin that is? I don't have an insert for dados. This is just the normal insert. Normally for dados, most saws, I'll make a wood insert and do a 0 clearance. But these are so thin that I have not done that with this one. So I've got a board that I set up, raised the blade up. Anyway, I've got all that set, and I've got all my side stiles laid out where the rails go. So first thing I'm going to do is these 2-inch side stiles. I'm set up to dado them. I already got the height set and the distance set. And what I've done is I have come over the distance, the thickness of the finished end. I apply my finished ends on afterwards. I do a V-groove. We'll get to that later on in the day. But for right now, my dado is set. The thickness of my finished end, and I'm going in 1/4 inch deep. Now, if you're doing anything like this, I'm getting a little close to the blade with my thumb. A push stick will really help you out. No matter what you're doing, be careful. All right, that was my 2-inch side stiles. Now I've got my 1-inch. I already had that set for that. Now, got to be a little bit careful with this because it is a lot smaller. As you'll notice, I don't know if you can see it or not, but this is 1 inch. That little hole I've got cut out is a little bit wider than this board. If anybody else was doing it, I'd tell them to go ahead and tell them a new board, but oh well, sometimes you gotta live on the edge. Now, I know a lot of y'all see me get close to the blade. I was just talking about it. Yes, it is close. And yes, I am kind of risking my thumb. I wouldn't suggest just doing it like that. Like I say, I would get a push stick. If I was in a shop teaching employees, that's what I would teach them not to do. But like I say, sometimes you just do what you got to do. I didn't want to make up a new board, and I've done it long enough. I've done it long enough that I know what to do. But always be careful on a table saw, no matter what I do. Just because somebody does something, don't make it the right thing to do. Just because I do something, don't make it the right thing to do. And yes, for anybody wanting to know, I have nipped my finger before. Alright, I've got those dados. Now I've got 3 rails that I need to cut down to 1.5 inches. So I'm just going to cut them. I'm not going to worry about coming back and planing them. I'm going to cut them to size, and after the frame's built, I'll just sand them out. Sand out the saw marks. It won't be that bad. I'm trying to rush through this, but I can't rush too much on the table saw. I might do some oddball stuff on the table saw, but I really don't want to lose a finger. Like I say, this is one of the cheaper table saws. My gauge that's on the fence is all the numbers are wore off from this thing sliding back and forth. And when it came from the factory, the gauge was actually stretched a little bit, so it was never right from the get-go. So I always take my tape measure and double check. Like I say, if you're watching me do this, if you're doing something like this, guards and a push stick. Alright, there we go. 3.5-inch rails. Those are my side styles. Now, first thing I got to do is get these drilled. If I can figure out where I got everything laying and get everything else out of my way. Alright. I'm just set up with this little simple jig right here. These things work great though. Now, like I said, this is 1.5 inches. I try not to go any smaller than 1.5 inches with face frame material. But you can, you just got to know what you're doing. Alright. Get these drilled real quick. Now I was talking about the table saw. Being careful on the table saw. If you're new to a table saw, I suggest you keep all the guards on it. Use your push sticks. You better make sure you know what you're doing before you start taking guards off and all that. When I first started in cabinet shops, that's how I was trained. You know, I've been trained on a table saw. I might do a lot of stuff that I shouldn't, but I do know better in the long run. But if you're new, I don't know if you can hear me with my head turned there, but if you're new to a table saw, just be careful. Be careful, read up on the safety instructions, and don't take the guards off until you really figure out you know what you're doing. Just because you see somebody doing something on a table saw in a video or in a shop or anything, don't mean that that's something that you need to do. I remember first shop I ever worked at, I was just starting to get to cut on the table saw. I was young and green. And like I say, I'm fresh to a table saw in the shop, and we're doing a job that had a corner cabinet on it. And on the corner cabinet, for an upper corner cabinet or a bottom corner cabinet, if it's an angled one, you basically cut a square of plywood and then you have to clip the front corner. So the boss is in there one day and he's cutting this corner cabinet, and I'm watching him do it, and I see how he does it. He cuts his square, and then he just takes, to clip his corner, he marked his corner, and just free-handed it on the table saw. And we had a badass table saw. It was like a three-phase, probably about a 5-horse table saw. And when you're doing something like that, if you slip and that blade binds, you're not stopping that piece of plywood. It's going to throw it back at you. Like I say, I saw him do that. He free-handed it. And the way he did it, he just acted like that's how you're supposed to do it. Can't believe y'all are so slow cutting this. All you've got to do is free-hand it. Well, next time I had to cut one, I had seen him do it. So instead of trying to figure out a real better way to do it, I went to try to freehand it just like he did. And I made it through. I made it through all the way. I don't see how. By the time I got halfway into it to where there was no backing down, I realized that that was not the smartest way to make that cut. And now that I'm older, looking back on it, I never saw the boss come in and make that cut like that ever again. I think he realized he was trying to show off, and he realized how bad an idea it was too about halfway in. But he acted like he knew what he was doing. So I thought that's what we were supposed to do. The bottom line, just because you see somebody doing something on a table saw or on anything, don't mean that that's what you should do. Alright, I'm trying to speed this up here. Trying to speed it up so this video won't take too long. Like I was saying on the other one, I'm trying to just take y'all through the day with me here, building this vanity. Now these pocket screws, some people don't like pocket screws, some people do. Me, myself, I prefer to use dowels to put a face frame together. But pocket screws, as long as you glue everything, it works fine. The glue is the key. Building cabinets, a lot of times, a lot of the stuff you do building cabinets, glue is the key. Nails and screws, all they do is hold it together till the glue dries. And I hope I'm talking loud enough for y'all to hear. I know that cell phone ain't the best. I've checked out the videos though. It seems like it's not too bad. I can usually hear myself. So I hope y'all can. Alright, we've almost got them drilled. I'm going to drill these and go ahead and see about putting them together on this video. let the glue dry, and I'll be cutting out some parts. I'll be cutting out my ends and my bottoms and getting ready to put everything together. If y'all are still watching, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I'm trying to get these videos and trying to drum up some subscribers. If y'all like the videos, go ahead and subscribe if you want to. Shoot me a comment if there's anything else y'all want to see different. Just shoot me a comment. Like I say, I'm trying to see how far I can go with the videos. Now, I'm looking right here and I got this one piece. I missed this spot right here. I got a little bobo spot. I need to go back here and cut another one of these. And of course, I forget my button. Y'all hang with me here just a minute. Alright. That's better, that's better. A lot of times you'll look at something and you think you've seen it and it's all clear. Go to start putting it together and you'll find a little spot that you missed. You want to do it right, just go back and cut another piece. You got something going for a customer. You need to make sure it's the best you can get. Alright, so those are drilled. Now these and these, I need to mark those. Let me double check my measurement over here. Alright, I should have 16 3/4. There we go, got something right today. And what I'm doing here, I've got those all, I had them all lined up till I went to show y'all they were lined up. Alright, that's lined up. Take my little speed square here. Just put me a little mark on that. Alright, now I'm going to double check. It's always best to double check everything as you go. That's how I found the mistake that I made. And I was able to set it up so I could fix that mistake pretty easily. I want to make sure 31 1/4, that's what I needed. I just wanted to make sure that everything is coming out the way it's supposed to. Alright, now real quick, let me wipe this dust off of here. I would just normally take a blower, but I'm trying to keep that compressor from coming on. I know y'all are having a hard enough time hearing me as it is. Anybody that's still watching here? Alright, now, got me a good wet rag. This is going to be stained, so I'm really trying to watch the glue. I mean, it is what it is. It's going to come out. Let me tighten these up. The glue is going to squeeze out. You just want to wipe it good so it ain't soaking into the wood, because if it really sits there and soaks in on the outside, it'll show up in your stain. Alright, this won't take too long. We'll get these put together. When I glue mine, I like to take my finger and kind of rub it across the whole end. To get a real good glue joint, that's one of the best things to do, is make sure you cover the entire mating surface. Like I say, I'm going to have a little glue mash out. I'm going to wipe it off once I get done. I'll wipe it off, and then after I sand the cabinet, as long as I don't leave just a big huge spot, I'll be fine. I'd really like to get me a good face frame table, but I'm also trying to do more projects out here and less full cabinet jobs. So if I'm doing smaller stuff like this, I can put everything together right here just fine. It's not that big a deal. You got to work with what you got. I started trying to get out of the shops and try to work for myself. We had a house with a garage, so I jumped into it. First job I did out of that garage, my table saw was a skill saw flipped upside down, mounted into a board. I had a skill saw router and a setup to spray. That was just about it. And I did the job, built my own doors, drawers, everything for that job with that little rickety setup there. You can do a lot with minimal tools if you know what you're doing. And I'm sitting here running my mouth and can't concentrate on what I'm doing. trying to get these videos to where they're a little bit entertaining, get it so people want to watch. So like I say, I sure would appreciate it if y'all give me some feedback. I've had a few comments already, and most of the people that are commenting have left some pretty good comments. Even the people that were criticizing weren't really being assholes about it. I can say that the criticisms that I've got have been pretty much right. So y'all keep on commenting, let me know you're out there. I'm not trying to be real professional with these videos. I'm just trying to have a little fun. I'm kind of used to working with a bunch of people in the shop. So I'm used to talking and having people right there. So I guess that's kind of why I like doing the videos. I get to run my mouth while I'm working. I'm trying to keep them where they're not just boring. I've been watching a lot of the other woodworking videos out there, and that's one thing I've noticed. They're all boring, every one, even mine. So I'm trying to keep it, I want to keep it lightened up a little bit. The main thing I want to do is make sure that anything I put out there on the videos is real. You know, I see all these other videos people put out. They do the little reaction videos, put somebody else's video up and then react to it. I'm about tired of all that. I'd like to get a lot of subscribers, but if that's the way you got to do it, it ain't even worth it. Alright, this one is the hardest one, so the other ones will go a lot quicker. Let me make sure I've got these right. That's it. That one is going to go on this side. Don't be afraid of the glue. You gotta be careful with it on your stain stuff. Make sure that if it's on there, you get it all sanded off before you stain it. But glue is the key. I know I've said that a few times and y'all probably tired of hearing me say it, but everything else is just to hold it till the glue dries. I've got a little desk. I've got a little desk that I've been building, trying to put videos out on it. I've got it in the spray room. I should actually have it finished tonight. after we get done with these videos, I'll be putting on a little reveal video for that. I've got a bunch of little projects. I want to try to get videoed. Okay, that's not wanting to pull up like it should. There we go. Hey, y'all, bear with me. We're almost there. We are winding down to the end. Like I say, I'll get these face frames together. We'll set them to the side and let them dry. Let the glue dry. And the next video we'll be cutting parts out. We'll get to use the little panel saw over there. I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with a panel saw. I've never actually used one until I got that one. I've always worked in small shops, and they just used a table saw for pretty much everything. But I got a deal on that one, and I got it. And I'm gonna tell you, I am so glad I did. My table saw has only got a 30-inch rip capacity. And when I was in the garage, I really didn't have enough room to put a bigger fence. But I did manage to squeeze enough room to get that panel saw in there when I found it. And like I say, it's been a lifesaver. I didn't realize how much it would help me out until I got it. Poor little table saw here. This thing is it's just about on its last legs. I really need to upgrade to a better saw. That one is just a little Delta. It's one you can buy at the little box stores. I think I got that one at Lowe's. But it's a good little saw. It's been great for me. I really can't complain, to tell you the truth. But it's only a horse and a half, which is the same amount of power as most little job site saws. It's a good beginner saw. But I'm going to tell you, I've seen a lot of people come into shops after using the little job site saws or little saws like that. I've seen a lot of people come into a professional shop and try to work, and they try to cut on the big saw just like they do on these. And you get a big saw that's got 3 to 5 horsepower or more. Hell, I don't even know how high they get. Some of the bigger saws might even go up to about 7. But normally you get about 3 to a 5 horsepower saw. It is a world of difference from this to that. This saw right here, you know, I can cut a board with this saw, and if it starts to bind up, a lot of times I can stop it. You get it on a big saw, that sucker starts to bind up. There ain't no stopping it. You got 3 to 5 horsepower. It's going to sling that board or a piece of plywood. It's going to sling it back at you. One of the biggest dangers for a table saw is a kickback. Most time people know how to keep their fingers out of the blade, but you let that board or that piece of plywood twist the wrong way on you, and he'll throw that sucker back in a heartbeat. Like I say, I appreciate it. Any of y'all that's still watching, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I know these videos probably get a little boring sometimes. I went out and tried to watch a bunch of the woodworking videos just so I could kind of see if mine were any good compared to theirs. See if they were doing anything different. And everything I watched, just boring as hell. And that's one thing I'm trying to avoid, but I don't think I'm doing too good a job at it. But anyway, just let me know, you know. Send me a comment. I like to be kind of interactive. Right now I only get a few comments, so I'm usually able to reply to them. You know, it's not like some of these videos that have 500 or 600 comments on them. Like everything else, I'm kind of small time with the videos too. Alright, one more. Let's throw this one together. Get this one thrown together. I believe I might have to go hunt me down something to eat. It's a little past lunchtime here. We are just about done here. If anybody's made it this far in the video, I sure do appreciate it. like I say, I'm gonna try to do all my videos on this little vanity here, and then just upload them all back to back. See how that works. Like I say, for anybody still watching, I sure do appreciate it. And I know I'm just rambling on right here. Hope y'all don't mind that too much. If y'all like the videos and y'all want to help me out, go ahead and subscribe. Subscribe, share them, get them out there. I need all the audience I can get if I want to do anything with these videos. Like I say, I'm just really doing them for fun, but hey, if they can pick up, I for sure would be happy. I think I'm up to 285 subscribers right now. My goal was to try to get at least 500. There. All right, now we're gonna let them dry. I'm gonna shut this video off, go get me something to eat. We're gonna come back and start cutting our parts out. And before long, we'll be building some cabinets. So like I say, I appreciate it, and I'll see y'all on the next one.